Welcome back. These are the sketch paper that I was talking about from my sketchbook. I just wanted to show you how it reacts to different types of, like we did with the photo paper. I want to show you how it reacts to different levels of dampness. With this one, you'll see the paper will probably curl as well because it's not necessarily meant to be wet. So there will be things that will happen to it that we might not anticipate. So this one, I'm just going to wet it down totally. Wet, wet, wet. Bloop, bloop. So, and you can see it's curling up. But I just wanted you to be able to anticipate that. And with this, you can see this spreads out very similar to how it did on the photo paper with the wet on wet. The difference is, like, I can take a paintbrush to this, or I can do as I'm doing right now. I like to finger paint now and then, and rub some color. I'm starting to feel into some more of the cooler colors now. So I've got a turquoise and a dark blue and some of that Payne's gray, which I'm going to get into as well. But I just want to get a little bit of this on here first because I'm liking it. And then I'm just going to dot some of the Payne's gray because I like little bits of weird texture and things to happen. In my first layers, I like to get as much pattern in as I can because it makes your next layers look really cool. So, oh yes, and the thing that I forgot to mention in the materials video, paper towel, very handy. If you have some barrier cream, which is basically a moisturizer that leaves like an oily finish on your hands, it keeps the acrylic paint from soaking into your hands or anything. It's always good to use that too. And then we're going to do some dry on dry, and this will give a very similar effect. It gives like a dry, scratchy sort of look to it, which is kind of nice. It gives like a soft. What I'm going to do with the ones that I'm doing multiples of, I'm going to pick the one that I like the best from the examples, and that'll be the one that I'll continue with for the rest of the videos. So the canvas one, I know I already like that, so I'm just going to continue with that one. But I'll pick one that I really like from the photo paper, and I'll pick one from this, and I'll pick one from the watercolor, and those will be the ones that I'll continue with for the rest of the videos for each of those surfaces. But I just want to show you so that you have an idea, just in case you don't have a whole lot of materials at home. I don't want you to have to waste materials trying to experiment too much and then not have stuff left over to make your painting, because that would be cruel. So I don't want you to have to run out to the craft store to get more stuff. If you're sheltering in place, it's not a good plan. So there we go. And then this one, I'll just dip it in the water here. And I'll show you the wet on dry. But you can see the paper curls up. It will flatten out afterwards. So if you wait for it to dry, once your painting is all totally finished, wait for it to dry, and then you can press it in a book and it'll flatten back out. It's no worries. And you can see how the wet, I've got a lot of water in the paint brush itself. So when I dip it in a color, it just sort of spreads it out. But that gives it almost like an ink behavior, which is kind of fun, I have to say. I rather like that. They're all kind of fun, really. I'm kind of enjoying this. A little too much, perhaps. And I'm just going back and forth on the different colors that I like and just trying them out, messing with them. You can go in different directions. It doesn't all have to be the same direction. I'm just doing it because it's handy. So now you can see the 3 different looks that you get with those 3 different effects, and that's just on regular sketch paper. So you can, if you only have, like say, an old sketchbook at home and you want to paint, you can conceivably paint on it. It, like I said, it'll curl up, and then you just flatten it out when your painting is totally dry, and then it's fine. But I just wanted to give you an example for that one as well, so that you can see what happens. Those are the only ones that will really misbehave, are the photo paper and this one. The watercolor paper is pretty straightforward. You can, depending on the watercolor paper that you end up getting, you can stretch it, which is just soaking it in water for like 30 seconds. But you don't always have to. Sometimes it'll curl too, but again, you just flatten it out. And the heavier cardboard, like the inside of the cereal box kind of cardboard, it shouldn't warp or do anything weird. But if it does, so be it. You can still flatten it out later anyway. But I just wanted to show you the 3 different reactions you get with both the photo paper and with this one. And then we will do the actual paintings on them once I decide which one of those I like best. And I will show you the other 2 as well, the watercolor paper and the cardboard. And we shall carry on. And we'll see you soon. Be right back.